today we're leaving behind the dreary skies of Tokyo for the sunnier climes of Kansai. Hello little guy. Are you busy? Funny little fella. Hi guys, hello, thank you so much for coming back once again, and I guess I should apologise because it's been a long time since I uploaded anything substantial to YouTube. It's actually been a very busy year. I've had a lot to do with music, I'm writing a new book, so basically, unfortunately, YouTube got put on the back burner. But I've had this footage sitting around that I've wanted to get to for months, so now I'm finally doing it. Oh yes, I can hear the cheering already. Okay, so since May, which is months ago now, I've been wanting to finish off the videos on Golden Week, when my family came to visit. We went on a trip around Kansai, and then we went to Taiwan, and it was a great time, and I filmed a lot of stuff, but I never edited it until now. So this video is going to be about our adventures in Osaka. So we stayed in Osaka and then kind of had like day trips out to different places from there. So this video is going to be about the various things we did in that city, in Osaka. So yes, the story begins with us getting the bullet train, the Shinkansen. It's actually the first time I've travelled to Osaka that way. It might be surprising, but it's actually cheaper to go on a low-cost airline than to take the bullet train, so that's what I usually do. This time though, my parents had JR rail passes, so it was the best option for us to stick together and take the train. We're on our way. Time for Ekiben. If you don't know, Ekiben are basically bento from stations, and especially since it's considered kind of impolite to eat on metropolitan commuter trains, it's quite a fun novelty to be able to eat like this as you travel. Very fancy. Okay, so we've arrived in Osaka, and the hotel we chose is actually very, very old-fashioned. It's kind of quaint. These funny old elevators. It's also one of these hotels that has a chapel from Europe reproduced so that people can have weddings here. Once we checked in and unpacked, it was already evening, so it was time to go and check out the sights and sounds of Dotonbori. Dotonbori is probably Osaka's most famous street and the best place to eat the famous local cuisine. Very different from the, kind of refined simplicity of most traditional Japanese cuisine, Osaka's food is fried, oily, and usually drenched in sauce. Takoyaki, okonomiyaki, and yakisoba are famous examples that are particularly delicious. Super tasty stuff. Alright, so let's pick this up again on our first full day spent exploring Osaka. Day 3, and we are staying in Osaka today. Fancy. We started the day in Tennoji Park, climbing a pretty little hill called Cha Usuyama. Now we're coming to Shitennouji. Shitennouji is generally considered the first Buddhist temple in Japan. It was constructed all the way back in 593, and the colourful building certainly put one in mind of mainland temples. Indeed, the original craftsmen came from Korea. Fearsome guardians. Do that pose, quick. Do the pose. Very good. The temple is dedicated to the Shitenno, or Four Heavenly Kings. As with most Japanese temples, it's been rebuilt several times, most recently in 1963. The temple was originally commissioned by Prince Shotoku, who is now revered for his role in popularizing Buddhism in Japan. Naturally, it remains an active place of worship, though as we saw, it's also a place for the community to gather. There's a book fair at the temple today. We'll pick up some classic jump. Mum and Dad are checking out the art. For a small fee, you can go into the Chushin Garan, the inner courtyard, and ascend the 5-story pagoda. And this is the view from the top of the pagoda. Everyone buying their books. And a nice relic. You can go inside the temple buildings in the inner court. It's very nice in there, but there's no photography. I read later that we also weren't supposed to take photos or videos inside the pagoda, but we must have missed those signs. Sorry. There's a lot to see around the temple, including this stone torii, or temple gate, which at over 700 years old is the most ancient in Japan. There were numerous Jizo statues, guardian deities protecting travellers and children, plus numerous beautiful smaller buildings that I really should have filmed better. Yeah, I totally thought I could stabilise this shot later, but outside one of the buildings there's a pleasant pond with a few koi and a whole lot of turtles. Silly turtles. That wasn't very good, was it? The turtles are outside the Rokujire Sando, a prayer hall where every February, for some reason, there's a festival where people wear loincloths and get sprayed with cold water. A very handsome temple overall, right in the heart of the city. It's like old and new juxtaposed, man. Ah, such a profound and original observation. Next we walk to another somewhat more idiosyncratic Buddhist temple. Something a bit more modern from Isshinji. Too bad the main temple is scaffolded up. Though the gate is modern, designed by the current head priest, Isshinji was founded in the 12th century. Its unusual claim to fame is its statues made from human remains. The bones and ashes of tens of thousands of devotees are combined with resin to create these Okotsu-butsu, or bone Buddhas. God, this one's a big chonker. Slowly but surely becoming a big chonker myself, I enjoyed an indulgent crepe. Next, another holy place, this time a Shinto shrine. This is the Imamiya Shrine, where you can pray for success in business. There's lots of pictures of Ebisu about. This is an Ebisu Jinja. But of course, they call him Ebe-san here. I think? Ebe-san? I think that's right. Though it's ancient, the Ebisu Jinja isn't that exciting when it's not a festival day. So we went on to another very singular shrine. Okay, here we are at the Namba Yasaka Shrine in Osaka. Looks like a very nice, simple temple. Nothing too out of the ordinary about it. Hold on a minute. What's this over here? What? This is definitely one of the weirder things you're going to see in Osaka. Nobody seems to know when Osaka's Yasaka Jinja was founded, but the striking giant head, the Ema-den, was built in 1975. Hello? You're a fine fellow, aren't you? You should come and live in my garden. Done with temples and shrines, we headed to Osaka's leading tourist attraction. Of course, if you come to Osaka, you've got to come and see Osaka-jo. I've been inside many times before, and it's always a little disappointing. It's a little bit like a classroom in there. But seeing it from the outside, even if it's a fairly recent reconstruction, it's always very impressive. This is a concrete reconstruction from 1997. The original castle was built at the end of the 1500s, and the design is certainly beautiful. Personally, I've always been most fascinated by the huge stones in the grounds, like this, the takoishi. For dinner, I enjoyed this bowl of katsu kare udon while we waited for dark. Then we returned to the castle for an event called Sakuya Lumina. This was a funny little attraction for kids, utilising light projection in the grounds of the castle and even on the walls themselves to tell a silly but entertaining story. Some of it was quite clever. Here are some clips. Good morning. The tale isn't quite over yet. Skipping over some more day trips that will get their own videos, this was our last day in Osaka. We have a little bit of time before the Shinkansen on the last day, so we've come to this shrine. This is the Tsuyu-no-ten Jinja, famous as the setting for the Bunraku play Sonezaki Shinju. There's a story about these lovers who meet at this shrine, get in money troubles, and then kill themselves. It's very romantic. Here's their super cute version. Found another chonka. This is quite the juxtaposition of cute and solemn. We had time for just one more shrine before heading back home to Tokyo. Now we've come to Osaka Tenmangu. Another one with an animal statue. Who's that funny white man? Tenmangu is famous for the huge summer festival, the Tenjin Matsuri. A little like the Ebisu Jinja, it's not that exciting when it's not festival day. However, I thought the architecture was beautiful and I really enjoyed the tranquil atmosphere. They also have this little doll museum. This is about the life of scholar and poet Sugawara no Michizane. And that's why they have the big Tenjin festival. And so our little trip to Kansai came to an end. We capped it all off with one more local specialty, kushiage. Please do come back for more videos about our day trips, but for today, that's all. Bye bye! Oh my god, this is cultural appropriation.